There are a lot of songs in Yakuza. Songs that you hear in combat encounters, songs that you hear in boss fights, songs that you hear during minigames, songs that you hear in the pause menu. You get the point. There's a lot of music in these games. But what I want to talk about today is something more personal. Music that you hear in these games that you also hear in your nightmares. I'm sure that most of you who play these games have a boss theme that you hear in your head. Maybe it's a boss you couldn't beat, or maybe it's a boss that sticks with you because of how annoying it was to fight. That's what this video is about. These themes that make you want to cower in fear and look for a gun to protect yourself from these crazy-ass bosses or whatever. It's just my personal list of Yakuza songs that trigger my PTSD. Get it? I said the title of the video. Get? Yakuza 6 Bugs Warrior. I said that everything is kind of personal experience based, and that's why this theme is on here. I don't think that this Amon boss fight is particularly hard. It's just that the way that I played it made it way harder than it was supposed to be. See, it was late at night when I first decided to fight Amon in this game, and I had to be awake early the next day, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna beat him and then go to sleep. The problem is, in Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2, Kiryu has a lot of stats that he needs to upgrade, and me? I barely upgraded his strength. So for me, I just kept dying over and over and over as soon as Amon went into his second phase and started sending out drones. It was like punching a brick wall with my bare hands and trying to break it. There was no way I was going to beat Amon, even with the attack boost, because my Kiryu was just too weak. So it's late at night, and I just hear this theme repeat over and over and over and over, and I'm just slowly losing my mind. And now every time I hear this theme, I just think of that. My Kiryu not being able to beat Amon simply because his strength stat wasn't high enough. But eventually I just loaded a save and then just leveled up and then beat him. It wasn't that hard. Yakuza 3's lyricism without tears. This is Joji Kazuma's theme, and this is on here because Joji Kazuma sucks to fight. Unlike the Amon fight that I just talked about, this fight doesn't really have a gimmick, or maybe I just don't remember it because I blanked it out of my memory. What I mostly remember from this boss fight is hearing Joji Kazuma's theme blaring, just repeating over and over and over. And it's completely different than the Amon experience. Amon's theme in Yakuza 6 repeated over and over, and that was a testament to me being stubborn and not choosing to level up my Kiryu. But this theme in this game is a testament to how horrible the combat is. This boss fight feels like it goes on forever, because you just can't do any damage to Joji Kazuma. He's just eating all of Kiryu's attacks. This boss fight does let you practice infinitely comboing against the wall. Other than that, the chip damage is insane. Just fucking beat him. I think this fight really shows you how horrible it is to play as Kiryu in Yakuza 3. There's no gimmick with his fighting styles. He just has the same thing over and over and over, and he does no damage, so it's not even fun to play as him. The end of the drama from Yakuza 1. The reason why this is on here is pretty simple. I spent a lot of time in the Yakuza 1 Coliseum trying to get used to the combat and for getting footage. And every single time you get a new opponent, this theme restarts. This theme isn't bad by any means. None of the songs on this list are. But the intro is ear-piercing, and having to listen to that every single time, oh my god, it'll drive you insane. Yeah, this theme is on here because anytime I hear it, I feel like a symbiote, and I feel in pain because this probably did permanent ear damage to me. Should have just muted my game, but I like hearing Kiryu grunt. Yakuza 3 Ogre has returned. If sleep paralysis had a theme, this would be it. This is the theme of getting a back massage against a fence or an air conditioning unit, because oh my god, this Lao Kalong guy, he just completely demolishes you. He treats you like how Yagami treats NPCs, just juggling you, and he doesn't let you fight back. Not only that, but in this fight, Lao Kalong just completely disrespects anything you do to him. I think what's more humiliating about this theme is that Lao Kalong doesn't really do a lot of damage until he starts to combo you. Then you're fucked. All your health just disappears. This boss fight and the Joji boss fight were probably the only boss fights in the entirety of Yakuza 3 that I had trouble with. And oh man, this Long fight, I feel like I can hear him in my nightmares. Before we get to number 1, I just want to get a few honorable mentions out of the way. The first honorable mention is Yakuza Kiwami's The Wicked, or Jingu's theme. Jingu is not necessarily a hard boss fight until you play in Legend, then he's really annoying to fight against. The reason why this is on here is because I can't exactly hear this theme without hearing Kiryu's grunts of pain too. It's like if you don't have both of them together, you don't have the full theme. The next honorable mention is Yakuza 5's Coliseum crowd. Technically, this isn't a song, so it shouldn't be on here, but I'm gonna include it anyway, because, oh my god. I feel like anyone that's played Yakuza 5 can tell you that this Coliseum crowd will give them PTSD as well. Because wow, I don't understand why the audio balance is all over the place. You can barely hear your guys grunting, the announcer is really loud, the crowd is really loud, it's a mess. You have the music playing, your character grunting, the enemy grunting, the announcer, and the crowd, the fighting noises, everything is so unbalanced. For Whose Sake from Yakuza 1 is by no means a bad theme. I already said that. None of the songs on this list are, except for Yakuza 5's crowd. Fuck Yakuza 5's crowd. It's just that every time I hear it, I can't unhear this.
10 years.
Plus, when you hear this theme in-game, you can't exactly unassociate it with Nishiki's really funny taunts.
What, you think you're better than me? 10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy. Come on, fucker! 10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy. 10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy.
And for me, it feels like this theme has become a summoning ritual for English dub Nishiki. As soon as you play this theme, he'll come. No matter where he is, he'll appear and say, 10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy. It's frightening. Don't ever play this theme. It has triggered PTSD in the game too, because while I was trying to get footage of the Nishiki boss fight, he just kicked my ass. This guy is really strong for no reason. But yeah, that's my top 5 songs that I hear in my nightmares. Let me know what you think. Thanks for all the support. What's something else cliche? Make sure to like and subscribe. Anyway, bye.
Ha ha ha!